Hey, this is Caitlin Cook from FistShark Marketing. If you enjoy our ramblings, please consider supporting us on Patreon. For less than the price of a cup of virgin bean coffee, you can help us drink a cup of fictional virgin bean coffee. Just visit patreon.com/FistShark or click the Patreon button at fistshark.com for more details. Thanks for stopping by and enjoy the show. What is going on with Craig today? He comes in here with our coffees from Java Shack instead of the Virgin Bean.
What?
I can't start a meeting like this. I refuse.
Java Shack produces inferior quality coffee. It hardly surprises me that Craig might be favouring them, because he's an inferior quality person. In fact, I still haven't scalded him with hot water and spoons, for his suggestion that we get Christopher Walken to play Captain Hook in Peter Pan Live. Sounded like a good idea on paper, but Craig fucked that up. And now he's fucking our coffee up. That won't do.
I mean, this is what we don't pay him for, right? We don't pay him to go get us our coffee.
Not at all. Not at all. And he should be grateful for that. And this is how he repays us.
I realize that the Virgin Bean isn't exactly on the way to the office or anything, but...
Well, no, I mean, it's 2 towns over.
Right, but you take the trip, or you make Craig take the trip, because it's worth it.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if he's upset because, I pass by the Virgin Bean on the way to work every morning, and he has to come from basically 2 streets down from this office, there and back. And maybe he thinks I should be the one doing it. But what he doesn't realise, right, is I can't go around buying coffee on the way to work, because until I've had my coffee, let me tell you, I am useless.
Oh God, I know what you mean.
It's completely unacceptable.
Absolutely.
I have, it's sitting in my hand, I have a cafe Americano? What is this? I want my cafe bonbon. I want my cafe cubano. I want my Cafe Russia. I do not want a Cafe Americano.
Absolutely. Until I've had, at least my first cup of B52 lattes, right, oh God, I can't even tell you, this office runs on coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God, yes. I know exactly what you mean. As soon as I get up in the morning, I absolutely have to go into my kitchen, pull out the espresso maker.
Oh God, yeah.
Throw it into the trash because it's garbage.
Oh, I'm so wet.
Yeah. I take each individual bean, grind it mortar pestle.
Absolutely.
Because it's really the only way to get the proper consistency, right?
No.
Well,
No. Conrad, please, that's for babies. We all know that the best way to make coffee is to finger press it. Organic finger press.
Finger press it?
Yeah, you take the beans in between your fingers and you just press it over the cup. Just perfection.
That does sound really good.
Organic.
I mean,
it's the only way.
There's no device that you need. You just use your fingers, because that doesn't seem to me to be a proper way to make coffee. Coffee requires a whole range of complex, expensive equipment to be made properly.
Well, maybe it's a little unorthodox, but it's a growing trend. I mean, if you look at hashtag Java Secrets on Twitter, they're all doing this one. You go to Victoria's Secret, you get the black Shanice brazier, if you want to use the Latin. Place a cup over the cup and filter the coffee through the Victoria's Secret brazier. It gives you a more elegant taste. It brings out, the exotic flavors. Yeah. And it really is the only way to drink coffee these days.
I mean, Conrad, it really is about the pure science of the bean and your fingers and the fabric where the Victoria's Secret bra was manufactured. I mean,
the scientific finger beans.
Yes, it's just, you want that taste.
Well, it's really... What it really comes down to is the beans. I mean, the beans are what make the coffee, which is why I only get my keep my pickup from Virgin Bean, because I know that everything that they source is unfair trade, exploitative, even exploitative of the environment. That's really what I want. I want to know that someone suffered for my coffee, because it just makes it that little bit more bitter.
Well, you can taste the desolation of the forests in each cup, and that's what I go there for. You want coffee that can tell you a story, and you know, maybe I'm the first one to point this out. You know, don't shoot the messenger, but I truly do feel that America is a nation of coffee drinkers. You know, like, coffee is the bacon of soups.
I mean, when you get down to brass tacks, what we're really talking about is the level of foam in your latte.
Oh god, the foam.
I mean, it has to be all foam. Like, that is literally just the quintessential taste to a latte. Just pile it on there, bubbles up, it goes over, you know, you throw your machine out. Perfection.
If I could just eat the foam on a paper dish with a spoon, I would be in pure ecstasy.
And you also have to think about the maintenance of your machine. I mean, for me, it's my fingers. So obviously I have to have some citrus vitamin C solution tab to, you know, clean with a Q-tip my fingernails and ensure that there's no rustage going on. But, you know, Conrad, you have an interesting theory with your actual metal machines. I mean, I don't understand how you can get the perfect coffee from that.
No, you don't understand. You've missed the point entirely. See, I'm not thinking about this cup of coffee. I'm thinking about everybody's cups of coffee. I'm thinking of it from a consumerism point of view. While, yes, you're interesting and, if I may say, adorable finger press movement is cute, it's not making anybody any money. Whereas if we produce more and more junk, accoutrement, accessories, necessary for the use and consumption of coffee, we make more money. See, it's not just about me. It's about everyone.
For me, you know, it's about the culture of coffee drinking. I truly do believe that coffee is a way of life. I mean, you know, without coffee, right, this would just be a nation of zombies, because we need that caffeine blast. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Oh, no, I completely get it. It is, if I dare say, it is the best part of waking up.
Oh, it's the only reason to wake up, you know. Fucking shit. Coffee is truly my mother and father. But let's talk about the richness and the darkness of the roast. Yeah.
The aromas.
God, the smell of coffee, where you can just, oh god, it smells like, oh god, what am I getting from this, baristas and French presses, that's what I'm smelling here. That's the earthy tone I'm getting.
Yes, I've been recently sourcing some Guatemalan beans that are triple roasted over a sacrificial altar.
Oh god. Oh, that sounds divine.
It really just, it puts a sort of a deep smokiness into the bean. It sort of, and if I dare say, maybe a little bit of their youth and vitality. It just, you know, if you feel energized drinking it, particularly, you know? Yeah.
Well, you know, as part of my current detox regimen, I've been double filtering the coffee. I filter it through the lingerie, and then I have a steaming hot cup of delicious American, you know, coffee, and then I put it in a bag and give it to a local pig, and have the pig drink the coffee, right? And that passes through the pig system, and then comes out the other end, double filtered, and it is the only way to drink it. And then, you know, I take that first sip in the morning, and I'm like, hello, did someone go to heaven and bring down some mana? You know what I'm saying? You know, not that I believe in a heaven per se, I wouldn't say I'm religious. I'm more, spiritual. Hello?
I mean, personally, my favorite is, of course, the black brine coffee. It's just reminds me of, singed, burnt hair. Just a whiff of that immediately wakes me up in the best way possible.
Oh, sometimes I just get the coffee, and they make that little leaf in the foam on the top, so artistic, so delicate, and I just don't want to drink it.
Oh, Conrad, please.
I just look at I look at that leaf and I can't drink it. It's a work of art, and so usually what I'll do is I'll find some poor homeless wretch outside the coffee shop and just throw the entire thing in their face, because I figure I'm really only capable of a Pollock.
Well,
but,
we're all very privileged, and really the only way is to give something back. Like, if you get a truly beautiful artisanal cup of coffee, and I think I'm allowed to say the word artisanal at this point, pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? Give the less privileged a taste of the finer things, and then maybe that will inspire them to greatness.
No, I totally see where you're coming from, man.
Totally.
Does this coffee taste funny to anyone else?
Tastes like piss. Before I talk about the next thing on the agenda, I just want to make sure that you signed the NDAs that were in your pigeonholes this morning, because this is a particularly sensitive matter and one that is not to be disclosed to any other member of staff.
Oh, shit. I threw that in the trash. Sorry, Jim. I mean, I can get Craig to dig it out, but...
It's probably fine. Just super double secret swear that you won't tell anyone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was it? Who needs paperwork for that?
Yeah, give me your pinky.
Okay.
I mean, we're in marketing. If we can't trust each other...
Pinky swears nonetheless. I don't
True.
know what kind of professionals we are.
Okay, well, once we're done, pinky swear you won't tell anyone, and then... Because this is big, what I'm about to tell you guys. And the problem involved is too big to where, we all have our little accounts, that we are discreet about for various reasons. But this one is a biggie, so, I'll just come out and say it. The Gerber baby.
I don't know the Gerber baby, but I know of the Gerber baby.
Right. The Gerber baby, obviously the cherubic face that we've all come to know and love and associate with Gerber brand products. Mm-hmm. Now, the official story is that is a picture of an actual baby back in them days. That's the commonly accepted narrative. In fact, a few years ago there was an interview with one of the papers with the woman who claims that she was the Gerber baby and obviously grew up and had a full and rich life. That life is completely made up. The woman is an actress. There is no Gerber baby. And when I say that, I mean there is no Gerber baby singular. I'm gonna hand out now just a few photos. These aren't photoshopped, these aren't effects.
Jim, before we even go into the photo, this isn't...
That's babies.
Why are you even sharing this? They're babies. Of course we would switch them out. You can't have one baby sit in a photo booth for 6 hours at a time. I'm sure there's multiple Gerber babies, right? They probably grew up happy, healthy, right?
Well, here's the thing. Now, you might not know this, but Gerber baby is derived from the Latin Gerbicus babicus. As you can see from the photos here, they are all monochrome coloured, identical babies. The Gerber baby itself is not so much a mascot derived from a photograph of a human child, as it is, scientifically enhanced species.
So, hang on. I want to take it back a notch here. You said black and white children. Like, these photographs are color.
But you'll notice the babies themselves are in various shades of whites and blacks and greys.
Let me take a look at this picture.
The babies are entirely grayscale.
Yes.
Oh my god.
That was part of the process in their creation. Scientists in the 1940s just realised that black and white babies look better on camera. Completely monochrome, grayscale. Just showed up because at the time, of course, colour photography wasn't as widespread as it is now. So they kind of thought, well, cut out the middleman. Plus, you know, if the Gerber baby itself were an animal as opposed to an actual human, they could get around various labour laws, which they did. You know, the Gerber baby, you know, quite famously hosted that episode of The Carson Show back in the 50s, and it was a very popular episode, but, you know, under child labour laws, it wouldn't have been able to work on that show. But given that it was technically not human, that could go along just fine. And plus, of course, the Gerber baby, as society recognises it, can be in many places at many times, doing many promotional things. You know, we had a Gerber baby give a speech at a GLAD rally not too long ago. And they, you know, no one was any the wiser that it was just, it came from batch 56.
Batch 56, now that leads me to another question. Why haven't we seen more of these Gerber babies? Because, I mean, the Gerber babies ultimately grow up and become Gerber people, right? So why have we not seen any black and white people walking around for the last, 40 years?
The average Gerber baby has a lifespan of 3 years. In that time, they do not exhibit any signs of growth. You know, they're not born. Exactly. And you may ask, well, if the Gerber baby thing is such a widespread business, why haven't we seen any Gerber baby farms? That's because they're subterranean. The Gerber baby is grown like a kind of fungus, in the many caves and tunnel systems under the United States. They start as a small polyp on a wall in a sort of damp, dark area. Over the course of a single day, this polyp becomes a fully grown Gerber baby, whereupon it's kind of scraped off the wall with a trowel, and then it just crawls around underground until it's needed for something.
So you're telling me that we've been growing basically Gerber potato babies?
Well, we prefer Gerber toadstool babies, but the principle is the same. You know, whether you want to liken it to a fungus or a root vegetable. They are technically vegetable matter. And as such, there are no real laws pertaining to them, unless you eat one. And they are toxic to humans, so we don't actually eat the Gerber babies. We just let them run around down there, and then catch a couple with a big net when we need to use them for something.
Well, then, if that's the case, what's the problem? It seems that the system has managed to perpetuate and sustain itself for now close to 70 years.
Well, that is the problem. That's the issue. A number of the Gerber babies have gone missing, and we may need extra hands to keep a lid on that should any Gerber babies be found running around in the wild. You know, this could ruin the Gerber Corporation, should it be discovered that there's more than one Gerber baby, and that indeed we've been growing mushroom babies under America's feet for decades. Second of all, you know, we need to brainstorm a little because the babies have started to exhibit strange behavioural patterns. Again, you know, you look at the photos from just as long ago as sort of 2006, 2007, they're just doing their thing. They crawl around. That's about it. They don't eat or sleep. They just crawl around, mostly in circles, which makes capturing them with the net quite easy. But when you look here, around about mid-2014, the babies have stopped doing that. You can see a couple of them here. This is where we early first noticed the phenomenon, where they're walking around on 2 feet, as opposed to crawling on all fours. You know, we thought, well, it's a bit of an anomaly, but we'll overlook it. This one's wearing shoes. You know, nothing else, but he's wearing shoes. We don't know where he got the shoes from. We don't know why it decided to wear the shoes.
I have a question. Why are they in color now? Is that paint?
That is a recent confusion of ours. And it does look like they're painting themselves, yes. Again, just like with the sheep, we don't know where the paint's coming from. Those caves are well maintained, far away from civilization. God forbid they were any closer to a human city. And yet they seem to be procuring, possibly fashioning their own materials. We have live camera feeds down there, but nothing ever shows them procuring these objects. You see this one where it's, given itself pink eyebrows and lipstick. This one that's drawn a spinal column and bone system on its own back. Why, we don't know. These two, if you look in this photo here, have little black top hats and appear to be performing some sort of sending ritual for a dead one.
Well, maybe the easier thing to do then is to round up all of the non-evolved Gerber babies.
Mm.
We can perform some tests and make sure, that they're not, we'll jingle keys. And usually if they express too much interest, you can tell, hey, that one's getting smart. Chuck that one out.
Right.
But we corral them and then just sort of chase all of the more active Gerber babies into a corner of the facility. And then we just cave it in. Just collapse that segment.
Now, Conrad,
and maybe gas it.
Conrad, that sounds a little bit harsh here.
And fill it with concrete.
Yeah, I don't think this is as big of a threat as we're making it out to be. I know Gerber is, of course, concerned, but we're marketers at heart. Why can't we figure out a way to market this to our audiences? I see raw potential here for a theme park. Gerber baby theme park. Watch how happy our babies grow. Look how smart our babies are. Eating Gerber food.
I should never have told you. I should never have told you about the Gerber baby secret.
Well, thank God we haven't pinky sworn yet.
Don't do this to me, Kate. Don't you do this.
It's done. It is done.
You bastard. This is bigger than you, Kate. This is bigger than me. I swear to God, if you link this to anyone, I'm gonna tell people that you've been dating Craig.
So Dean Cain called again for another rehearsal that he wants us to come and attend.
Are you
Lord.
kidding?
No.
We are not his fucking parents. I'm sorry.
We're the closest he's got now, but good Lord.
I know. On the one hand, I know it really, really means a lot to him that anybody shows up for these sorts of things, But yeah, I agree. It's tiresome. It's one of those things that he's our client. We just need to suck it up, smile, pretend we're having a good time, and pretend that he's talented, and that we love him.
We remember him fondly.
Right. Because, he's not going to be around forever, guys. He's got a point there.
Thank God for that.
Well, yeah, every time I'm not being directly reminded of him, it's like he's gone already.
You'll miss him. You'll miss him, though. You will. One day, you're going to sit back and you think, oh, God, if only I'd gone to that 57th rehearsal of Dean Cain's funeral, I wouldn't feel so empty inside. So, we're just going to suck it up. And we're gonna go.
57, though. I don't even want to attend my own parents' funeral in real, let alone go for another 57th run of Dean Cain's funeral because he wants to know what we're all gonna say.
And he knows what we're all gonna say. He knew before the first one what we were all gonna say. We were gonna say who, but...
Yeah, but he wasn't happy with that,
No, that's not good enough for Dean Cain.
Certainly not. Not the young velvet prince Dean Cain, the eggshell lord himself. Good God. I'm not reading his script again.
Well, it's tacky, first of all.
Well,
not that I would expect anything less of Dean, but that's a little bit tacky. But the number of times it's pointed out that, he was in that Sharknado film that time. Unnecessary.
Not necessary at all. You're absolutely right.
I mean, yeah, sure. Greatest accomplishment of one's career. I get that.
And if I have to bring up one more time that he took Brooke Shields' virginity, I am going to puke.
Yeah, and I don't like the way he writes that as well. Like, very disrespectful to Brooke.
Almost predatory.
Absolutely. You know, like...
And the details. I don't want to have to share that information. I mean, what if she actually comes? God forbid.
Well, nobody's gonna come. It's just gonna be the three of us. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, in general, the way that he seems to confuse, genuinely, Dean Cain and Superman, to the point where we're constantly flitting between calling him either or, throughout our eulogies, our pre-packaged eulogies, in which he mostly blames Hollywood and the liberal left for everything that's gone wrong in his life, it concerns me. Concerns me that he may not even have a firm grip of his own identity anymore.
I don't even have a problem with him thinking that he's Superman. I need him to pick one. I need him desperately. He can either be Dean Cain, or he can be crazy guy who thinks he's Superman. And frankly, Superman's preferable, because Superman's not planning his own funeral.
I've often tried to explain to him, like, if you think you're Superman, show me where in the comics Superman made his 3 marketing agents rehearse his own funeral in a broken down, disused church full of dogs.
I think the church is a hazard, frankly. I'm more concerned about one of us dying in the church than I am about Dean Cain feeling comfortable about his afterlife.
Well, at the end of the day, he's got to make the decision. Either we all take our shoes off before entering the church to show reverence, or we don't, and he doesn't have to clean up all the fucking used syringes on the floor. People use that place as a crack den. Half of the people in that audience while we're rehearsing are using crack.
So that's not extended family of his.
No, it is hard to tell. You know, they're all more or less, well, we've seen them pass the same jacket between each other, Dean included. But no, they're in there, taking drugs and fucking.
I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, there's no room to roll in a television and a Wii and hook up, because he specifically requested the Wii version of Resident Evil 4 to be played during his funeral. There is just no fucking room for that in there.
Well, you've got to be, 5-6 feet from the screen, just to, get proper range. Yeah, no, I totally see what you mean. Not that I have any idea what you're talking about.
Absolutely, and there's no electricity in there. I mean, that's why it's full of metal drums with fire in them.
Which actually, if I'm being totally honest, the ambiance is pretty nice. Like, it's kinda how it's fitting for Dean, I can see why he chose the place.
Yeah, but when your lectern is an upturned trash can, and the Bible on top of it is a half-eaten issue of People's Own, I honestly do not think you can claim to be a religious establishment anymore.
The one thing I will say, though, for this whole exercise, is that when Dean lays there in the coffin, I think it's probably the finest acting work I've ever seen him do. I mean, I truly believe that he's just been dead for, 3-4 weeks, had a little work done on the makeup front. Mm-hmm. Is he hiring an actual mortician to do his makeup for this? Because it looks good. I mean, not good. I mean, schoolish, obviously.
Oh, yeah, absolutely ghastly.
But it looks like exactly. He looks dead.
Well,
I buy it.
I think he got the makeup guy for the movie Dead and Deader that he was in which he slowly becomes a zombie over the course of the film, and then they got him to do it, and he looks at peace at last. When he's in there, he clearly is at peace, because part of the reason I hate attending the funeral is it takes an hour to get him back out, when he's just there just rolling his head back and forth going, close the lid, nail it shut. It's a dampener on my morning.
I understand that, but he's a paying client, and, I mean, we're gonna bill him for the time. It's not as though we're not. Actually, what we could maybe do is get a few more people around the office to just show up and hang out. We can bill him an additional 3 hours apiece. We'll get Craig, we'll get Doris. Do you think Doris knows anybody who might want to go check out a funeral? I mean, they don't really have to work for us. We'll just say they do.
I mean, Doris only speaks in Cluck now, so I'm not really sure what's coming out of her mouth.
Yeah, I don't know what she knows right now. She spends most of her time levitating. Not very high, but it's worrying.
FistShark Marketing is Jim Sterling, Conrad Zimmerman, and Caitlin Cook. Theme music by Ben Rama. Segue music by Alizar Chand. The additional music in Coffee was Punch It by Uncle Bibby. Our editor is Nick Malone. Get more episodes and learn how to help support the show at FistShark.com. Follow us on Twitter at FistShark for more of our exploits. Complaints can be forwarded via email to fistsharkmarketing@aol.com. And remember, spend each day as if it were your last. The economy depends on it. Goodbye.